up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 11 match against Vic and the Houndoom Hercules. Um, Vic's been out with a health problem for a while, so we're finally getting this match in about 3 or 4 weeks, 4 weeks later, three weeks later, I think. Um, this is kind of a pivotal match because he's undefeated. He is 9-0 plus 27. He's absolutely been smashing Blue League right now. And we are kind of trying to come back and make our way. Where is that? Make our way through to the playoffs with a good record here. Sorry about that. There we go. Fixed. So, before we talk, well, actually, let's run through his team, okay? He is Megalopony, Hoopa-Unbound, Z-User, Zero Aura, Scissor, Druddigun, which I named Dirtigan on my prep doc, so we'll fix that. Granbull, Sandslash, Z-User, Celebi, and Volcanion. The only mon I was not expecting to come was the Sandslash. I felt Sandslash had a piss-poor matchup against my team. Despite the fact that I can hazard stack him, and hazard stack looks really good against his team from my perspective. As much as rocks aren't doing a lot to many things, it's good chip. One T-Spike is pretty much all you need against this team, and spikes are also putting in a lot of work because there's nothing that flies. So a layer of spike is going to hit everything. Which also we should keep in mind that Celebi is his only ground resist on the entire team, so I don't know. He plays really well. I don't think his team is the greatest of all time. I really hate his speed tier distribution. It forces him to run like Scarf Hoopa a lot, in my opinion, just to be able to outrun everything with HP Bug that's faster than it. Because Celebi, sometimes it runs speed, like not all the time. I mean, Megalopony is probably running Adamant most of the time, and Zera Aura, same thing. Like, he's got two really fast mons, Celebi, and then like base 80 and below. So I'm not the biggest fan of his speed in general, but that's sort of irrelevant. What I'm stuck on this page for here is I wanted to update you guys. So because I filled this team builder, excuse me, a long time ago, and you guys will have seen the team builder already at this point. But I did change at least one thing from the team builder. So, and just to recap the stats, because I had to recap it before the game too. I had no clue what I was bringing. This is a FizzDef Donphan. Main idea is this is my Megalopony answer. I'm running a little bit of speed on here just to outrun. What am I outrunning with this? Druddigon, creeping, no speed, Donphan. So if he was running a little bit of speed on Druddigon, then I'm creeping over that. So I'll always outspeed the Druddigon. Akaberry Klefki, this eats a hit from the Volcanion and is able to T-Wave it, Toxicate, get a spike up on it, whatnot. Especially if he's running like HP Fire on something, or like Fire Punch Lopunny, which I was kind of expecting actually as well. Fire Punch Zero Aura, those things. Be able to get up some spikes and stuff. I think I just randomly threw EVs in. I can't remember if I was actually specifically living a hit with this or not. I might have been specking to live a... I'm pretty sure I spec'd to live a hit from Volcanion, like Choice Specs Volcanion, and I seem to remember running defensive or running enough special attack investment to maybe two-shot Lopunny or something. I can't remember. Taunt, 3-attack, Mega Alakazam. I have to run a lot of speed to outrun Lopunny. That's pretty much all there is to it. Or actually, I'm outrunning Scarf Hoop-Unbound with this. So, you know what? That actually would have been really good to know. Post-battle, I didn't look at that note to see that I was outrunning Scarf Hoopa-Unbound because I could have come in on Hoopa a lot earlier I could have brought in Alakazam a lot earlier into that game. Wow, that was a huge misplay. Okay, oh well. Buzzwole, Scarf Buzzwole, I mean this thing just like blows through his team. It's enough speed for Adamant Megalopony. Draco Play Dragalge. This I'm fairly confident I threw EVs into. I can't imagine that I would have actually done this on purpose. Like, I'm fairly certain I just threw EVs in. I mean, this was at the point in the season where I was sort of giving up on my play, honestly. Like, I'd played Loco, and then I played Vic, and I was like, oh, this is just going to be brutal. And then we're Assault-Vest Buzzwole, Vikavolt, but I changed out Flash Cannon for HP Fire last minute, like right before the game, because I realized the only thing Flash Cannon was hitting better was Granbull, but Thunderbolt was already doing a crap load to it, and I figured I wanted the HP Fire for the Scizor just because it was a guaranteed kill on the Scizor, despite like Thunderbolt doing a lot to that as well. So that's that, but let's get into the replay here. So we see that he brings the Megalopony, the Zeraora, the Hoopa, the Scissor, the Volcanion, and the Jordagon. So first thing that pops into my mind, no Granbull, which means that status spreading is completely free because he has no Heal Ball user. And he didn't bring Celebi, which I actually think gets Aromatherapy. I could be entirely wrong, but there's no Celebi either. The fact that Celebi doesn't come means that my bug coverage is like, eh? There's probably never a scenario where I ever have to click Leech Life with Buzzwole. Drain Punch looks amazing against this team, by the way, because Celebi's not here and Granbull's not here. And actually, what was the other move that I had? I had Poison Jab on here for Granbull, so I'm never going to have to click Earthquake, Leech Life, or Poison Jab. I literally just have to click Drain Punch with Buzzwole, which is very clutch. Vikavolt doesn't look that good. Volcanion looks amazing against the team that I brought, by the way, so I don't know what to do there. I think I said this in prep, but like Miltank might have been my best way to deal with Volcanion. It's kind of up in the air on that. Yeah, so I'm actually... Okay, so I said this to myself out loud, too. I was like, if I'm going to lead Klefki, because I can get up a layer of Spike. Like, his removal options are Scissor and Volcanion, and they're both unreliable defoggers. So I figure I can get up a Spike pretty freely, or I can T-Wave something, etc., etc. So I'm just going to lead the Klefki. And I said to myself, if he leads Volcanion, I'm screwed. And he does. So this is a really bad matchup for me turn 1. Obviously, I have the Occaberry, so I'm actually just going to go for the T-Wave because I have the Occaberry. I figured there's no point in saving the Occaberry at this point and just like go for it, as he actually goes into the Hoopa on the T-Wave, so he's immune because he's Prankster, or Dark type, sorry. And then he goes back into Volcanion on my Dazzling Gleam. So I'm not sure if he was scouting that or if he was expecting me to switch into something that might eat Hoopa's hits, which is nothing. Excuse me. I'm going to Thunder Wave him now, because I want to slow this thing down, especially if he's Scarf, as the Flamethrower comes off and he pops my Occaberry. So, based on the damage, he's either Charcoal or Expert Belt. He's some sort of boosting item, and he's Modest. To get that roll, there's no... He can't be Specs, because it's too little damage for Specs. He can't be Scarf, because it's too much damage for Scarf, which means he had to be a boosting item of some kind. I'm expecting Charcoal, because Fire does really well against my team, but he also could be Expert Belt again. I'm not entirely sure. We T-Waved it though, which means the Vikavolt's going to outspeed this now, so Volcanion is now an unthreat, as long as I can Revenge Kill it, but you know, it's a slow enough Mon that Vikavolt can definitely Revenge Kill it, so I'm actually just going to go into Dragalge on the Flamethrower here, figuring that he's going to kill me. Dragalge eats the hit really nicely, and I can get a layer of T-Spike up, which is a big, big moment for me. So I'm expecting this to be Tangoberry after seeing, like, sort of what his team is. It's either Tangoberry or Scarf in my mind, right? I'm going to play around Scarf poorly, I might add, because I did speed creep Scarf Hoopa with Alakazam, so that's a big no-no on my part. But if he's Tangoberry, then Toxic Spikes is going to put him in range of Signal Beam from Alakazam, I think. I can't exactly remember the calc, but it was really important that I get a T-Spike up to chip this down, or at least rocks to chip this down. But the T-Spike is good passive damage against this whole team. Obviously, Scissor's the only thing not taking it. Well, Volcanion too, now that it's paralyzed. So he's got 2 immunities there. It's good chip against the Druddigon too, which is kind of big, especially because if he's Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, I don't want to be hitting that with Buzzwole. And honestly, T-Spike was going to be a little bit bigger if Sandslash came. It was just really good passive damage against the Sandslash. But it didn't come, so it doesn't matter. The T-Spike is just the start of the hazard stack here, though. So Hoopa comes in. I think that he's going to be physical, because like a special Hoopa might not kill my Dragalge, depending on the set. Just because Dragalge is so especially bulky. So I'm just actually going to go into Donphin here, as he goes for the Psychic and gets the Spidef drop. Like, no! Oh, I was so sad at that. Finding out that he's special, though, is clutch, and we know he's not Specs. If he was Specs, he would have taken me to Sturdy. He's not, so I'm kind of going on the same assumption that he's either Scarf or Tanga, or Z. I guess he could be Z Snatch as well. That's definitely a viable set against my team. I'm just going to go into Vikavolt here on the Psychic again to eat this hit, and then I threaten anything with the Bug Buzz. I'm pretty sure I just clicked it, too. I was debating clicking Volt Switch, but I'm pretty sure I just clicked Bug Buzz. Volt Switch actually would have been kind of a neat play, because it would let me go into Klefki and get up a Spike, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz here. Does a lot of damage to the Druddigon, and then the T-Spike is putting him in range of another one, but Druddigon's naturally faster than Vikavolt, and I'm not running any speed investment, so he's definitely going to outspeed my Vikavolt, so I had to switch in case he just wanted to attack me, because I think Vikavolt is useful to keep around still. As we saw, we can eat the Psychic from Hoopa, which is going to be the best way that he's going to hit my Vikavolt, and obviously I threaten it with Bug Buzz. The fact that he switched out doesn't really tell me much, again, because he can't kill me. If he was Tangoberry and Psychic was his best move, then he still can't kill my Vikavolt, so I still can't confirm if he's Tango or Scarf. I'm just going to bring my Donphan in. I figure he's probably going to click Rocks here. It was like likely his best play, because then it chips Vikavolt down into a range where basically anything can kill it at that point. It's going to be good chip against Dragalge too. Puts Donphan in a bad spot, so... Oh, excuse me. I debated clicking Earthquake here. I'm actually just going to go for my own rocks. I know I'm faster, and Fire Punch is actually not going to kill me. He's going to take Rocky Helmet damage. He didn't see the Rocky Helmet damage earlier, so he didn't know that I was Helmet. But that's actually a really good chip, and it puts him in range. Well, I mean, he was already in range of this, but I'm just going to click Ice Shard this turn. The rocks are kind of detrimental to my team, but getting rocks up on his side, I mean, I'm starting the Hazard stack here. It's just good chip on a lot of stuff. In comes the Scissor, and he clicked SD. So I was really scared of this because I figured SD is a pretty free play. But I'm just going to stay in with Donphan anyways and click Rapid Spin just because rocks are annoying. And at this point, he's just going to be able to take the Rocky Helmet damage. I'm trying to put him in range of Buzzwole, because Buzzwole can freely click Drain Punch against his team. If he Scarf Buzzwole, if he Scarf Hoopa, I'm really scared about that outspeeding me, because he can run max speed and outspeed my Buzzwole. Well, actually, he doesn't even have to run max speed based on the investment that I'm running, but yeah. So Klefki comes in, and you'll see Bullet Punch goes first. I click T-Wave here, just trying to paralyze this and maybe put him in range of... Like, if I paralyze him here, then Vikavolt gets to come in and kill this. But the way that Prankster works is that it just adds +1 priority, and Bullet Punch is already priority. So the fact that he's faster than me here actually tells me he's running a lot of speed on the Scissor to outrun my Klefki. I actually don't think I'm running any speed investment on my Klefki at all, but he still has to be... Scissor is naturally 15 points slower than Klefki, so he's running a lot of speed to outrun my Klefki. And I think he did that intentionally, because there's really no reason otherwise for him to have run that much speed. We'll just like check this really quickly, because I'm curious if he was outrunning Miltank at any point. So 236, I mean, yeah, he could outrun Comfy and Miltank if he was close to max speed Jolly. Again, it probably makes more sense for him to be Adamant, but that's just something to keep in mind, is that he was outrunning the Klefki, and that was maybe a misplay on my part, but I didn't really expect him to run speed on the Scissor. I didn't really. I mean, like, Scissor fits into a slot in my speed tiers where it outspeeds everything slower and gets outsped by everything faster. Well, that's a stupid thing to say, because that happens for every team, but just the way, like, half of my team is super slow, and Scissor outspeeds those, and then the other half is just going to naturally outspeed it and kill it with an HP Fire or something, right? So it sort of baffles me that was his play. But anyways, it doesn't matter. My Klefki goes down here, which really sucks for me. So now I bring the Vikavolt, and we're going to see that he has the Aerial Ace, and that's actually going to kill me. I knew I lived the Bullet Punch, so he had to go for another move of some kind. Either U-turn out or Bug Bite or whatnot, and there you go. Dragalge, I bring it in here. I was calcing Adamant Iron Plate damage at +2, and he was killing me, and luckily for me, he actually doesn't. So he's not Iron Plate, and we find out that he's actually Aquaberry. So that damage is big, though, because it now puts it in range of Buzzwole, and I'm not guaranteed to lose this game yet. I mean, I'm not running a whole lot of special attack investment on the Dragalge, so I can imagine that that's the main reason why that happened. But Buzzwole's going to come in. He has to click Aerial Ace here. He's not even going to bother going for the Bullet Punch, and he just dies to my Drain Punch. He still can't tell if I'm Scarf or not, by the way, based on that damage, and I'm really thinking that he's Scarf Hoopa at this point. He takes the rocks and the T-Spike chip, and I'm just going to go into my Alakazam, predicting the Psychic. He can't click Dark Pulse against my Buzzwole. Like, there's no way he clicks Dark Pulse against the Buzzwole. It's not doing enough. So Alakazam gets to come in for free here, and I actually want to say I click Psychic. Just because I know the Hoopa has to switch out against me. Yeah, I did. So I make a pretty good read predicting him to switch there. Again, I'm anticipating him to be Scarf still. Basically, him switching there tells me that he's probably Scarf. And then him bringing in Zero Aura here tells me that he's probably not Scarf. And that's still scary. I mean, now it's back to a 50-50 in my mind if he's Tank or Scarf. Zero Aura coming in kind of shocks me because Alakazam can outrun Zero Aura. I think I am. Am I outrunning Zero Aura? Whoops, that's the wrong team. That's against Nacho. Here's the right team. I am not... Oh, wait, this is regular Alakazam. 212 Timid. I'm sorry, guys. Like, this... The fact that this game happened today, 212... Let's see, 212 plus... And we'll just go minus. So I am outrunning the Zero Aura, and I'm outrunning Scarf Hoopa-Unbound. So this does outrun the Zero Aura, so not that I knew that necessarily, but I figured I probably would have speed crept the Zero Aura with this. So I figure I'm going to outspeed him, and he actually shows that he's Scarf Zero Aura, which caught me off guard. I was like, oh god, is he running double Scarfers? Like, good lord. So now I'm in a bad position because I figure if the Hoopa's Scarf, then he's going to outrun me and kill me. But Drain Punch is definitely my play. I at least get some differential back off of this. So I'm just going to Drain Punch the Zero Aura. Plasma Fist is doing, like, no damage to Buzzwole. And luckily for me, very luckily for me, he's not going to die to the poison damage, which lets me get a Beast Boost off of this thing, which is pretty important. I actually think it was kind of a misplay for him not to switch out the Zero Aura there, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, he could have just sacked off the Lopunny, depending on his Zero Aura set, and not given me the Beast Boost. Well, no, you know what? Actually, no, I take that back, because he would have had to give me a Beast Boost at some point. Like, he would have either had to just sack the Lopunny there, and then bring in Zero Aura, and then bring in Hoopa, and win 1-0, or he sacks off the Zero Aura, gives me the Beast Boost, and then we're in a cycle here. So in comes the Hoopa. I'm not sure what he's expecting now. I'm definitely expecting this to be Scarf, and I'm just going to die to the Psychic, so well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm locked in Drain Punch anyway, so I'm just going to click it. This thing's dying to Drain Punch if he's not Scarf, and it turns out he's not, so we're actually going to kill the Hoopa, and there's no way that the Lopunny can kill me. So we're actually going to win this game 1-0 somehow. We bring down the undefeated Giant, and he crits me on the Fake Out. Like, that could have been... If he crit me with any other move throughout the game, that could have been really bad for me. But Drain Punch is definitely going to kill this thing, and we're just going to pick up the game and beat Vic. So, really well-played game on both sides. I'm a little bit miffed that Gramble didn't come. I think Gramble was like his best Buzzwole check, and his team looked really weak to Buzzwole on paper to me. Comfy initially was my plan to bring, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because Scissor was a major problem. As we saw, him running speed on Scissor kind of put me in a bad scenario, because I'm pretty confident that I could have gone through this game a lot faster had I been able to get the T-Wave off on that Scissor. Then he has to click Bullet Punch against my Vikavolt to be able to get damage off, which means I get to kill the Scissor. The Occaberry was not mattering at that range for Vikavolt. It was for the Dragalge, but Vikavolt is a lot stronger, and so Vikavolt was actually picking that kill up with the HP Fire, which I'm glad I teched on at the last minute, by the way. So that's a different scenario where I maybe come out of this with a little bit more differential. I think Donphan was a pretty big MVP. I mean, Buzzwole obviously cleaned up, right? Like, Buzzwole just killed 4 things this game. Buzzwole killed 4 things. Donphan got 1 and Mega Alakazam got 1, yeah. The Rocks and the T-Spikes chip probably didn't end up mattering pretty much at all, but it did punish his switches a little bit harder. It might have helped against the Zero Aura. Actually, if the T-Spike damage killed the Zero Aura, then it was kind of bad for me, because then I wouldn't have a Beast Boost. I was still killing Hoopa regardless, but there's a scenario where that Beast Boost matters, and it didn't happen this game, of course, but that's sort of what was happening, going through my mind there. Other points to talk about, the Mega Lopunny critting me with the Fake Out and then clicking Quick Attack. I mean, it wasn't enough damage. Like, you add it up, it's not enough damage to kill Buzzwole. Buzzwole is such a beast defensively, and I've had such a huge blast using Buzzwole this entire season, really. Mega Alakazam, okay, so that's the big thing, right? We can go back and probably find that turn. where Hoopa is in here. When I set up the T-Spike, and now I go into Donphan. So, had I gone into Alakazam, I would have outsped this, even if it was Scarf, and clicked Signal Beam. But Tangaberry was going through my mind. I really thought Tangaberry was going to come because I have triple bug types on my team, and a lot of good bug coverage outside of that. So, I think that was a misplay on my part, not going Alakazam post-game, but in the game it ended up not mattering at all. So that is the game, as we do pick up the 1-0 win here against Vic and his undefeated Houndoom Hercules. That pushes us to 9-4 plus 19, and we'll just look at the standings here really quickly here. So you guys might be able to see it. It's a little bit hard to see through OBS, but I can see it here. So obviously this hasn't updated our Week 13 match against Nacho yet, but we did win that, and then we beat Vic. So we are at 9 wins. Tied with Bill, Evan, and Vic at 9 wins right now. So there's 4 teams with 9 wins, which is pretty crazy. We have the same differential as Bill. So what I'm hoping for is for Bill to lose Week 13. I don't think he's played that match yet, and I'm actually just going to double check that Bill hasn't played his Week 13 match yet. He has not. So, if Bill loses Week 13, I'm guaranteed at least 3rd place. Evan lost his Week 12. That's not updated yet. Evan is 9-3, and he's got a lower differential. If Evan loses Week 13, I can get into 2nd place, regardless of how Vic does in all of his makeup matches. There's a world where I get 2nd place, and I'm really excited for that possibility. I really have to. There's some. There is some. Yeah, you know, there's scenarios where I don't necessarily get 2nd place, but 4th place is the lowest I can go. Which is a positive, because it means that I play the 5th seed in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure that's how that would work, is 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5, and then the winners play each other, and then the winner of that plays the bottom team, or sorry, the 13th place, no, the 12th place team in yellow, I guess, because there's a chance for 3 teams to promote and demote. So you may or may not see more red battles from me, depending on how the chips fall in terms of standings. But if you don't see more red battles from me, then you will see a season recap where we talk about promotion. Because if that is the scenario where I get a top 2 seed, then we got auto-promoted, and I don't have to play in playoffs, and all you'll see is the season recap. So if that's the case, then I've had a blast of a season. There's some mons that stand out as me really enjoying them on this team, and some mons that I've absolutely hated. I think my team's actually kind of garbage. I really have nothing that stands out as a gigantic threat besides Megalakazam, and it's sort of just been a lot of support for Megalakazam, which I think has actually paid off, honestly. And the fact that we're 9-4, I think, proves that to me. I wish I was 10-4. I think losing the 50-50 against Zach might come to bite me in the ass this late in the season. That match was huge. What was that, Week 2? Week 3? Yeah, my Week 3 match against Zach. I probably should have ended up winning that game, but losing the 50-50 just ended up costing me a huge win, which would have put me into 2nd place at this point. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Who else did I lose to? I lost to... Not Shoin, I beat him. I lost to Shiny Spam 1-0. That was a crazy matchup, and I would not be excited to play him again in playoffs if I had to. And I lost to Evan, because he brought double Scarfers against me. Otherwise, Mega Alakazam tracing Beast Boost would have just torn through his team. And I definitely would have played that game a little bit differently had I had the knowledge of him having double Scarfers later on. And then my 4th loss was to Adam and the Golden State War Turtles. I think it was a little bit unfortunate that I ended up losing to Adam. Kind of sucked that I lost that game, honestly. If I had clicked Z Sludge Wave, then I had a better chance to win that game. So losing a 50-50 lost me a game. A misplay against Adam lost me a game. Against Shiny Spam, that was just kind of a bad matchup. I don't know what to say about that. And then against Evan, not scouting for... I mean, I really didn't think he was going to be double Scarf. I thought he was just sort of giving up when he went into Hiligo there. But what can you do, right? I still have the chance to be above Evan, depending on how the season goes. So keep an eye out for that, and hopefully you guys enjoy the last of the red content here. This battle should be going up on Wednesday, I think, is what I'm going to do, is Tuesday, Wednesday for the Team Builder battle. And then you guys will have already seen my Team Builder and match against Nacho on Saturday, Sunday. So keep an eye out for all the content coming. PTL still putting up content. I believe I'm going to be uploading for the GDS Invitational 2 tournament that I entered. So we'll keep an eye out for that as well. And hopefully you guys have a great day.